everyone, today's recipe, let's make this Pansit Canton. Canton is a type of noodles made using wheat flour and eggs. Pansit Canton is a stir-fried noodle dish with a variety of meat, vegetables, and sauces, often including soy sauce and other seasonings. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Click the bell for you to keep updated. Okay, so let's prepare the ingredients. Alright, so we have here 1 large of onion. We just need to cut this into small pieces. Of course, onion is always present when it comes to cooking. It gives a lot of flavors and aroma, of course. So we have here as well our garlic, and 5 to 6 cloves of garlic is enough, just need to mince it properly. And for our French beans, let's just cut it into diagonal sizes. So our French beans is always there for our Pansit Canton. And of course, our carrots. Okay, today I use 2 pieces of medium sizes of carrots. Okay, just cut into small strips. Okay, so our carrots is very healthy. Of course, we love to always put more carrots and more vegetables for our Pansit Canton. And we have here next our cabbage. Okay, so it depends whether you want to cut it into tiny or strips or big pieces. For me, I prefer to cut it into a little bit, extra bigger, so that I can really enjoy eating my veg. Okay, so for our meat, we are using 200 grams of pork with a bit of fat, of course. Okay, so let's just cut into bite sizes. Okay, so in my pork, I prefer to have a little bit of fats, not too much, because too much is also not good. Okay, so the thing is, we don't need to use oil for our frying. Actually, we can use the fat of our pork to fry our garlic and our onions later on. Okay, so but actually, if you don't want to use pork, you can use other meat if you like. Okay, and next here we have our few pieces of prawns. Actually, our prawns is not that small, not that so big as well. So prawns is around 10 pieces of prawns I used today. So just need to remove the shells and devein our prawns. Okay, just simply remove the shells and then just cut the back of our prawns and remove the dark veins at the back of our prawns. Okay, so here in our bowl, we just need to combine 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce. Okay, so oyster sauce, and then we have also here our 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Actually, you can add later on if it's not enough. Okay, so here are the list of our ingredients. Okay, so we have here 1 packet of Pansit Canton noodles, and of course we have 200 grams of pork, 10 pieces of prawns, 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 large onion, 5 to 6 cloves of garlic, 1 chicken cube optional, French beans, carrots, cabbage, oil if needed, pepper powder, and if you want to add any types of vegetables, you can always add. And for the meat, of course, you can replace the meat. If you don't like pork, then you can replace it with chicken or any meat of your preference. So let's start cooking. Okay, so in the pan, just heat up and put in the pork. Alright, so we don't need oil for now. We just need to wait until the fats of our pork will create its own oil. Okay, so stir it to avoid sticking. If you have non-stick there, it's more better. Okay, so let it cook until our pork will become golden brown. And once it's done, add in the garlic and our onions. Let's fry this all together until our garlic and our onions will be golden brown as well. Okay, just stir completely until our onions and garlic turns crispy. So we don't need so much of oil, that's why. Okay, so meanwhile, let's cook our prawns and let's wait until it becomes half cooked. Okay, so we don't need to cook our prawns completely. We just need to make it dry and to make it crisp a bit. And we can set it aside, and later on we can add our prawns and cook it completely. Okay, so now remove and just set it aside. Okay, so for our pork, let's just add 3 cups of water. We make sure that our pork becomes tender. Okay, so for pork, actually, we just need to choose the pork which is soft and tender. Okay, but if not, we should boil it first to water so that we will make sure that our pork is really tender and nice to eat. Okay, so now this is our pork and slowly it becomes softer now. Alright, so now the meat is soft and the water also is gone. So let's wait for a few minutes. Let it dry and wait for the oil to appear. Okay, so its own oil will comes out. So maybe 2 minutes more. Okay, so now we can add our sauce, oyster and soy sauce. Okay, so just stir nicely and we can add our water in just a matter of a few minutes. Okay, so 3 cups of water I added. You can always add extra and adjust the taste accordingly later. Okay, so stir it and let it boil, and after that we can add our next ingredients. Okay, for now just put the chicken cube. Actually, this is optional. Okay, so if you want to put, it's okay. So if not, also it's not a problem. Okay, so now it's boiling and we can add our beans and our carrots. Okay, so the more vegetables we put, the more that it's healthier for our family, of course. So it is really important to put healthy vegetables for our diets. Okay, so we already added our cabbage as well. Okay, so I really love to put a lot of vegetables and mix the ingredients together. So just mix it. Actually, our vegetables is very fast to cook, so don't cook it completely. So once it's half cooked, just remove, and most of it remove and set it aside. Okay, so while waiting for our canton to get softer. Okay, so now let's add our canton. So if your water is not enough, you can add extra. Okay, so just cook the noodles with the remaining water. Okay, so continue mixing the noodles. Alright, so now the half-cooked vegetables we added, and we can mix it all together. See how beautiful it is, and the vegetables are so good. This time we can add our prawns. So our prawns also is half cooked, so we don't need to, or I mean we don't want our prawns to be overcooked, because once it's overcooked, our prawns will become like elasticity, already elastic. Okay, so we always love to eat this during tea time or merienda time. Of course, Filipinos are always love eating Pansit Canton or Pansit. Okay, so let's serve this. And you know what, that sometimes we used to eat this with rice. Okay, so with rice or with bread. I love pancit when it's loaded with vegetables. Okay, so it is more healthy and nutritious, of course. So, alright. And the prawns makes a lot of difference. The taste, the flavor, it's so flavorful. And okay, it's ready, and let's eat. Okay, so always make sure that the noodles are not overcooked, to just so nice to eat. Alright, so thank you everyone for watching. And for today's pancit, I hope you learned something different today. Of course, there's always, easy recipes to make in different style of cooking. Depends how you cooked it, and different cooking methods, different styles, but the taste is, of course, it will end it into tasty and good and yummy foods, of course. Okay, so have a great day everyone. See you in my next video, and thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. God bless.